Hey guys, so I want to record this quick video on this character running tier 16. So I have received some concern about the build that costs 1.5 divine, which is this build, by the way. Some people have concern about the weapon, which is the Fulcrum, which currently I'm not even sure how much it is right now. Well, 1.5 divine for the cheapest one, but I think the safe price, say, let's say it's 3 divine now. Well, that is excluded from the budget, and I will show you why it is excluded, right? These are just 2 random weapons I bought directly from the vendor in Act 10. This gives a little bit damage over time multiplier, which is not necessary, but I mean, if you really just use any kind of scepter with like increased elemental damage or increased fire damage, it will be much better than this. Spell damage doesn't apply to explosion, doesn't apply to the corpse explode of the detonating death chain reaction as well. Just apply to the little part of the detonating death chain reaction, which is the base fire damage. That counts as a spell. And so yeah, that is the thing. I want to quickly show the current skill tree that of the Atlas skill tree that I'm running with it. So basically, I am running Delirium, right, and Beyond. So basically, that is the 2 main things that I'm running now with this strategy: Delirium, Beyond, and the Fear of Light here to take, just so I don't need to care about looking at the modifiers of the leak mechanic. I am not ready for that yet, and the other things are chance for basically dropping more Scarabs. This is not completed. I still have a few points to have, exactly 30 points more to have, so this can be there can be more things added here, but roughly it already got everything that that is first of all Delirium, and second Beyond. So it is quite juice, especially for 2 white weapon here. So let's see how it performs, right? Let's make sure to turn on all the auras. I just want to show that, I mean, the real reason. What the hell is this? Oh, it's the valve side area. Well, since we're here, let's do it. I just want to show that the Fulcrum is just there because I see it was cheap. When I see it, it is 90 chaos, so why wouldn't I buy it, right? Lastly, at some point it's like 40 divine, then it kind of, you know, be stabilized at around 20 divine, 18 divine, something like that. So I think that weapon is criminally underpriced, and I grabbed one for myself. You know, if I'm being honest, if I just play just for myself, I would buy all the Fulcrums that I can from the market and wait for the price to rise, because that is not an item that is easy to drop. In the game, there will always be just a limited amount of Fulcrum every league, right? And yeah, this is just with, again, the 2 scepter here. And I mean, if you think there is something fishy going on, just look at this. This is dual wielding weapon, not a staff, so there's no way it is Fulcrum, right? Well, I will not do expedition because, you know, it will take a lot of time. Expedition, I will only do it if it is extreme archaeologist, and this strategy I don't have that, so I'm not doing it. This is a strategy that I am planning to use just, you know, specifically for this character. I think it kind of is made for this kind of character, right? So as you can see, I add the most basic thing you can do in the game, which basically are 2 random weapon that doesn't even really have stat roll that really benefit the build. You can argue that this damage over time multiplier affect the ignite, but the ignite is from the Chieftain explosion, which by itself doesn't need any scaling to kill everything anyway. So pretty much that is also a not useless, but you know, not very helpful stat to actually improve the build, right? All the things that I get from those two scepter are actually the implicit. So 30% elemental damage here, 26% elemental damage on the other weapon. As you can see, the clear speed is worse. I will, you know, make that clear because the Fulcrum, all that it does is it keep the ignite of the Chieftain explosion on you, so you can clear the map faster because you just run around, you inflict ignite on nearby enemies that you run by, and then they will just die immediately. That is faster than you have to stop and wait for the Detonated Death or Chain Reaction to trigger from stun. But you know, you can totally just play the character without the Fulcrum. Use anything that you want, and in fact, by the end of the build, this build, of my build, lastly, what I use is the Annihilating Light, which is the staff that deals triple damage. That is the most amount of damage you can get for the Detonated Death Chain Reaction. Nothing can beat triple damage there, and yeah, that is the best in slot, not the goddamn Fulcrum. The Annihilating Light, you know, by the end of the league, I think, I mean, not by the end of the league, but, you know, maybe 1 week from now, it'll be just very cheap, because not a lot of people actually use that staff. It is specifically for builds that doesn't have a lot of ways to scale damage, or specifically choose not to scale damage too heavily from skill tree and all other sources. So the Annihilating Light is only the good choice for cases like this, where the character is built very defensively everywhere else and only get the damage from the weapon. And as I'm showcasing here, this is not even it's not even necessary to, you know, use the weapon, at least for this kind of content. If you want to do, you know, harder content, Simulacrum, something like that, maybe more juice with the Scarabs, and something more crazy with Delirium, with Beyond, with Expedition, you know, whatever, you will have to invest more, of course. But the bare bone of this character is around 1.2 to 1.5 divine, depend on the role and the price of the items that you actually buy for yourself. It cost me roughly around that amount, and the price has not changed since then. Almost nothing changed. So yeah, basically I just want to address that. Quick showcase the tier 16 map here with two almost white weapon. So yeah, please stop crying about the Fulcrum. I have said multiple times in that video that the Fulcrum is not important, and also I have a note on the description. Some way, somehow, some random guy will just come and, you know, why the fuck are you saying this build is only 1.5 divine where you have a Fulcrum equipped that is 3 divine already? Well, my friend, this video is made just for you, right? You can suck on the 3 divine Fulcrum, please. At least watch it before you say something. That is what everything that I asked for. So yeah, if you think this is interesting, well, not the beef, but the actual, you know, build. Technically, if I have some way, somehow I still have 6 gem slot from both the weapon slot. I don't even need to wear anything here. Everything that is mandatory is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, maybe 5. This is also 1 chaos item. Let me show you. 1 chaos, check the roll. 1 chaos, 2 chaos, let's say 2 chaos. This one, you know, you don't even need the armor, you don't even need the strength, right? This item, well, let's say the only thing that we should want, I recommended in the build guide, was 67% and above. What the hell? Not 16. Well, this is a further upgrade. You know what? I will also showcase with a 4 lanes. Okay, This is a 4-late setup. I'm not sure if I have a tier 16 map. I think that is the only tier 16 that I have. I actually have more. Oh, lava chamber. Let's just do thicket. Let's do some of this. Want this. Crypt. The only thing that I'm checking for here is reflect and no regen. If the map doesn't have 2 of those mods, then it's safe to run anyway. You don't need to worry about it. Again, to white weapon. Okay, I didn't have that map, so that is +1 point on the Atlas. Nice. Vanguard belt. The only thing that we are, suffering from is lower clear speed. But if you can do the content, if you only care about if you can do the content, then yes, you can. Very obvious. You can still do the content without weapon. But, of course, if you invest more into the build, which in this case, the first thing I would do is currently the Fulcrum, because it is quite cheap. In my opinion, anything below 10 Divine for the Fulcrum is quite cheap. Right, this league, we can get very, very crazy juices with Scarabs and stuff. My current strategy is revolving around farming Scarabs, so later I can run strategy with the Scarab themselves. The Fulcrum, if you look at the stat on the Fulcrum, it literally doesn't give anything to the build. Literally no stat is beneficial for the build. It has even the 20% block. Well, you don't need to block, right? So literally useless. The only thing that is good for is the mechanic that allow you to clear faster with the Chieftain. So, if you want to clear faster than this, well, you probably should want to clear faster than this, right? Then you can invest on a Fulcrum when you can farm it. As you can see, I'm showcasing here, you can... Holy shit. Alright. That timing was... Well, you still can farm kind of juice content. So you technically can do a lot of stuff with the build. I need to pick up that Scarab. It looks expensive. I need to find it. I think it's somewhere over here, right? Yeah, we are going to the boss room there, so it is there. It is... Oh, I see it. Cool. Rich Scarab of the Dreamer. You better be expensive. For this build, by the way, just to lay that out there, the next big upgrade is, first of all, we want to upgrade the rare so you have more resistances. To be more specific, you want maximum chaos resistant, right? My gear currently, I only have 8% chaos resistant, and with the Amethyst Flask here, I have a little bit more, which is 43%, but ideally I would want like 75% without the flask. So I need to upgrade the gear quite significantly in terms of resistances. and that is the first priority. The next one is probably to 6-link the weapon, which might be Fulcrum, might be something else, might be another staff. I'm not sure, but let's say it's Fulcrum. We need to 6-link it, and with the new Beastcraft, you can do it rather cheap. I mean, it should cost around about 150k or something like that. That is the cost for the current beast. You can check it on the beast crafting bench, and then you see which one you need. It is Black Morrigan, which is the monkey guy in Wildwood last league, and also another new one. It will give you 100% chance to 6-link any non-corrupted item that you put in, which is quite easy to do. Right. Well, you get the idea. Just the remaining clear of this map might take a little bit of time, but the concept, what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to show is there. And so, yeah, there's it. You don't need Fulcrum. The build function just fine without the Fulcrum. In fact, you can just use any scepter. If you want to be a little bit more defensive, I would recommend you to get like the Rise of the Phoenix shield, probably like 5 chaos or something, maybe 10 chaos for a good roll. That will give you quite a lot of regen. Or like Sappho's Frame can give you all maximum resistances, which is quite nice and also quite cheap, I believe. A lot of options. Or maybe just shield with life resistant, which can help with defense overall. In this case, you see, I don't even need any of that. Just 2 white weapon will be just enough. Right, so see you in the next video, and I also stream every weekday from 9 p.m. EST to 3 a.m. EST. So, come hang out. Peace. And there will be a separated video on this topic, but I want to say something real quick. Thanks a lot for 1,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to me.